So we're here today to mark a really important event on our Power to Change project. And Power to Change is a collaborative project across the Atlantic Technological University where we're looking at sharing our learning, our research and our activities with the wider community. The Power to Change project has a number of strands, one of which is the development of resources and the development of our community native woodland as a living and learning environment.
So what we're hoping to get out of today is giving our students the education needed to show them what is behind timber they use in the classroom, what is behind the work involved in getting their timber to a stage where they can use it in their furniture. We are now at a stage that we're using 50% native timber that has been milled and dried here on campus, and that is substituted then by commercially bought timber. By locally sourcing our timber, whether that's from private houses or some commercial estates, we can show these businesses, I suppose, a sustainable route to use of timber and fallen trees on their property.
We talked to the students earlier about when the trees were initially planted. They were planted in a kind of a grid system of 1.5 meters by 2 meters. And then as those trees develop, we will thin out some of them, take out the poorer quality ones and hold on to the kind of better quality ones from a commercial perspective, but also maybe hold on to some that maybe won't be great for commercial markets, but will be very good for biodiversity. I mean, this one is a good example where it's forked, it's not one clean stem, but it's on the edge of a kind of a thicker woodland, so it will have huge biodiversity sort of benefits, but not so much for commercial woodwork or furniture. So all kind of trees, I suppose, have certain benefits.
I'm studying education for construction and tech graph in ATU, and I think the importance of planting trees for me is the education and the learning outcomes that I've learned to pass on to my students in the future.
It's important to me because it's a continuation of what the college has been doing for a long time and allows us to give back to the local community as well as sort of nature as a whole.
It's important to be able to teach my future students about the life cycle of the trees.
As a furniture maker, it's important to give back to the material I use, and it's nice to give back to the environment as well.
What we see through our Power to Change project is we're really looking at the woodland as a living and learning environment. And so we hope that by students understanding more about how trees are grown, that they'll value the timber more, but also that they'll interweave the stories of the timber, the species of the timber, into the projects that they later on create.